So, welcome again to FEG with you, Mohammed Ben Siamar. Now we speak about Al-Razi. Al-Razi Abu Bakr, not Fakhr al-Din Al-Razi. Dus in contrast, Abu Bakr Zakaria Al-Razi died on 926, was thorough-going Platonist. He rejected the Quranic view of creation out of nothing, presenting instead a view. So we see that Kindi, he said that he believed in the Quranic view of creation from nothing. But here we see Al-Razi, he contrary, he rejected the view of creation out of nothing, presenting instead a view based on the theology Plato elaborated in his Timaeus. The universe has evolved, according to Razi, from primal matter, floating gas atoms in an absolute void. God has imposed order on this primeval chaos, and thus the universe or cosmos has come into being. Moreover, at some distance point in the future, chaos will set in again, because matter will revert to its primeval state. Since the existence of the world, including humankind, has not moral or religious basis or purpose, there is not need for the prophets or for religion at all, or at all, like human souls which came down to the body from the celestial realm of the universal soul, will all in the end despise this material body and return to their original source. Salvation or eternal happiness may be attained through wisdom and the contemplation of higher things, but in the end all will be saved. Al-Razi was a humanistic philosopher for whom religion had been the source of social strife and conflict. He was therefore considered a heretic by both theologians and moderate philosophers. For this reason, his works are lost, and the little that is known about his thought is derived from extensive quotation by his detractors. Al-Razi is considered to be the greatest physician and the greatest free thinker in Islamic history. He was born about 854 near Tehran. In his youth, he studied alchemy, mathematics, philosophy, and literature. Very young, he became the director of the hospital, first in his native city, later in Baghdad. He wrote several medical books. He was the court physician and counselor for several kings, but he also had a practice for common people. Poor patients were treated without payment. Because of these worldly activities, he was reproached not to be a real philosopher. Philosophers were supposed to keep themselves in an ascetic distance from the worldly things. In his book كتاب السيرة في الفلسفة السيرة الفلسفية, the philosophical path, Razi explains that for him the philosophical path is not a solitary road. The highest purpose for a human being is to acquire knowledge and to act righteously towards himself, towards others, as well as towards all living creations. Although Razi was a free thinker, he was certainly not an atheist. His cosmology makes it's clear that he believed in a creator of a transitory, um, perishable world, but his religiosity had a philosophical and rational character. According to him, independent thinking is hindered by revealed religions. Divine revelation is superfluous for the liberation of the soul because all people have capacity to think independently and critically, and by doing so discover the truth. He rejects every form of religious, intellectual, or spiritual elite. This is different with the Orthodox elite, because they make difference between elites and worldly people. So here he said in Kitab Alam al-Nubuwa, how can you associate it with the wisdom of the omniscient God, that he elects some, which makes people fly at each other's throats, I make a gesticulation, and agitates them to bloodshed, war, and quarrels. And consequently, he is far away from the Orthodox Sunni ideas as well as from the Ismaili teaching of the Imams. Ismaili teaching, like we said, here we speak about Shiism, and one part of Shiism, Ismaili, which believes in 7 Imams, in contrary to the majority of the Shiism who believe in the 12 Imams. So, as from the Ismaili teaching of the Imam and the hierarchy of initiation in the divine truth, as well as of the Platonic idea that philosophy is something for an elite. Just I add more 5 minutes. I will stop here today. I think you had a lot of courses today. So some summary, some of his metaphysical and cosmological ideas also are the opposite of the Aristotelian concepts. He rejects as well the Islamic concept of God who creates them, who create time, space and matter. As the Aristotelian idea that time and space are eternal, he postulates instead 5 principles preceding creation: creator, soul, matter, space, and time. Creation requires as an act of ordering matter, not only a pre-existing creator, but also a primal matter without form or qualities. Matter needs a place to exist, and therefore he postulates space as a second eternal principle. Therein he distinguishes universal and specific space. Universal space being infinite and eternal, specific space being related to matter. Also, the eternal principle of time has an absolute or universal and specific character. The 2 principles of creation, of creator and soul, are beyond the time and space. The soul is actuated by a desire for matter, but cannot reach this out of its own forces. Therefore, the creator creates the world and places the soul into a human body, so that in the end, the soul will realize that the material world is not its true place. The soul can practice liberating itself from the world and the body by using its highest faculty, the mind. Only the reasonable soul is immortal and survives the decay of the body. By the practice of reason, the soul is on the way to its original home, the divine realm from which it got astray through its own passion for matter. Al-Razi is the first Islamic philosopher who valued the religious element in Plato's philosophy, and he saw the predecessor of later philosophers, such as Ibn Arabi, which I spoke about. I think I mentioned Ibn Arabi has a philosophy. He says all in one, وحدة الوجود, the oneness of existence. For him, all the religions, not only Islam, Christian, and Jewish, are the same, but also Buddhism, Hinduism, all religions in the world, they lead to one. They lead to believe in the afterworld, to believe in the believe in a creator. They are the same, and they will reach paradise. So Al-Kindi, his vision on philosophy is as an ethical and cosmic therapy for the, in a sense, Platonic myth of the fall of the soul. Also, the distinction between light and darkness, which later philosophers further elaborated as a system, is already present in Al-Razi's thinking. So you will get, today I finish my course today, and you will get all the paper. You will get the course. I will send it to you via email, and I finish now. If you have question, you may ask them, please, and see you next week.